Be me. Femanon. Dating this guy for 2 years. He's great in a lot of ways, funny, smart, good looking, has his life together. But he has what I call emotional walls, 10 feet high and made of concrete. Never talks about his feelings, shuts down during arguments, keeps everything surface level like we're co-workers instead of partners. I'm the complete opposite. Want to talk about everything. Process every emotion in real time, probably annoying as hell about it, honestly. Think I can fix him if I just try hard enough because I've watched too many romance movies where love conquers all. Spoiler alert, I can't, and this gets way darker than expected. Like way darker, you've been warned. We're 6 months in when I first notice how closed off he is about certain topics. Ask him about his family, he gives one-word answers and immediately changes the subject to literally anything else. Ask him about past relationships, he says they didn't work out and turns on the TV. Ask him how he's feeling about us, he says fine, and starts scrolling through his phone. Fine. That cursed word that means everything except fine. Frustrating as hell, but I convince myself this is fixable. All relationships have challenges, right? This is just ours. Emotional availability versus emotional fortress. Convince myself this is just how some men are raised. They need help opening up. They need a safe space to be vulnerable. I can be that safe space. I can be patient and understanding. Oh, how wrong I was. Start pushing harder for emotional conversations after about 8 months together. We need to talk about our communication patterns. I feel like you're not being vulnerable with me, and that creates distance. Healthy relationships require emotional intimacy and mutual sharing. Using all the therapy language I learned from podcasts and Instagram infographics. He looks more exhausted every single time I bring this stuff up, like I'm draining his life force with my need for emotional connection. Starts giving me generic answers just to end the conversations faster. You're right, I'll work on it, I promise. I hear what you're saying, I'll try to be more open. But nothing actually changes, just empty promises to get me to stop talking. Double down on my efforts because I'm nothing if not persistent to the point of annoying. Buy books about emotional availability and leave them on his nightstand with passive-aggressive bookmarks. Send him articles about toxic masculinity and the importance of processing emotions. He leaves them unread. Send him Instagram reels about healthy communication. He watches them and says nothing. Suggest couples therapy after only 8 months of dating. He looks at me like I suggested we get matching face tattoos. Isn't therapy for married couples with serious problems? Tell him all couples can benefit from therapy. He says he'll think about it. He does not think about it. My best friend tells me I'm being too pushy. Not everyone wants to talk about their feelings constantly. Maybe respect his boundaries. I tell her she doesn't understand. She just doesn't get our dynamic. She rolls her eyes. Whatever you say, just don't be surprised when he runs. Ignore her because what does she know? She's single. Keep pushing. Keep trying to crack open his emotional vault. He finally snaps one night after I try to have a serious conversation about his childhood for the 3rd time that week. We're having dinner. Everything is fine. I bring up his family again. Not everything needs to be dissected and analyzed like a lab specimen. Sometimes things just are what they are. Can we just enjoy each other's company without making it a therapy session every single time? His voice is sharp, frustrated. The most emotion I've seen from him in weeks, ironically. I'm hurt, think he's being defensive and avoiding necessary growth. Tell him he's emotionally stunted and that's a red flag I can't ignore. The second the words leave my mouth, I regret them. His face goes blank, that shut down look I've grown to hate. Gets up from the table, grabs his jacket, leaves without another word. We don't talk for 3 days straight. Longest silence we've ever had. I'm convinced this is it. I pushed too hard and now it's over. Spend those 3 days crying to my roommate about how I ruined everything. Roommate is supportive but also says, maybe you should have listened when he asked you to back off. Hate that she's right. I break the silence on day 4, text him an apology. I'm sorry for pushing so hard. I was wrong to call you emotionally stunted. Can we talk? He responds after an hour. Yeah, come over tonight. Show up at his apartment expecting a breakup conversation. He apologizes too, says he shouldn't have walked out, says we both need to work on how we handle conflict. We agree to try harder, to meet in the middle somehow. But things feel different after that fight. There's a distance that wasn't there before. Like he pulled back emotionally even further to protect himself from my constant prodding. Notice he's spending more time at the gym, more time with his friends, more time doing literally anything that doesn't involve deep conversations with me. Less time with me overall, and when we're together, he's polite but detached. Like he's physically present but mentally checked out. The emotional walls got higher, not lower, the opposite of what I wanted. Realize I pushed him further away by trying to pull him closer. The irony is not lost on me. My roommate says I need to try a different approach. Stop trying to change him. Just accept him as he is. Decide to try it. Stop asking deep questions. Stop initiating serious talks about feelings and communication. Mirror his energy. Keep things light and fun and surface level. If he wants to talk about sports and movies, we talk about sports and movies. If he wants to watch TV in silence, we watch TV in silence. No more emotional excavation projects. This is where things get weird and I don't even notice it happening at first. Starts working, he becomes more relaxed around me again, more like he was in the beginning, laughing at my jokes, planning dates, being affectionate. But I'm becoming more like him in the process, slowly morphing into an emotionally unavailable person myself. Friend calls me crying about her breakup, wants to talk for hours like we usually do. Feel annoyed instead of supportive, make an excuse to get off the phone after 15 minutes. She notices, "Are you okay? You seem off." I say I'm fine and change the subject, using his tactics without realizing it. Coworker asks me how I'm really doing because I seem stressed. I say I'm fine, everything's great, and redirect the conversation to her. My roommate tries to have a deep conversation about her anxiety. I zone out halfway through, give surface level advice, escape to my room. She calls me out on it. "You've been really distant lately. What's going on?" "Nothing. I'm just tired." I'm building my own emotional walls and I don't even realize it's happening brick by brick. 3 months of this and I barely recognize myself when I look in the mirror. Used to cry during sad movies, now I feel nothing, completely numb. Used to journal about my feelings every night. Haven't written in 2 months. Used to call my mom every day to talk about life. Now I text her once a week with generic updates. Used to be the friend everyone called when they needed emotional support. Now I'm the friend who's always too busy. My mom calls me out during one of our rare phone conversations. "You sound different. Are you happy?" "I'm fine, Mom. Everything's good." "That's what you always say now. You used to actually tell me how you felt." "I'm just busy with work and stuff. Don't worry about it." She's quiet for a moment. "Okay, sweetie, I love you. Feel guilty, but don't know how to explain that I've become someone I don't recognize." Boyfriend notices the change too, asks if I'm okay one night. We're watching a movie. He pauses it and looks at me with actual concern. "You've been really quiet lately. Is something wrong?" The irony is incredible. He's asking me to open up about my feelings. "I'm fine," I say, using his favorite word against him. "Are you sure? You can talk to me if something's bothering you." Want to laugh at the role reversal, but instead I just shrug. "Really, I'm good. Just tired from work." He accepts this at face value because of course he does. We're both emotionally unavailable now. Perfect match. 2 walls facing each other with nothing in between. My best friend stages an intervention 3 months into my transformation. Meets me for coffee, sits me down, looks me dead in the eye. "What happened to you? You're like a robot now." "What are you talking about?" "You don't share anything anymore. You barely respond when I tell you about my life. It's like talking to a brick wall." Her words hit harder than expected. "I'm just stressed with work and..." "Stop, that's bullshit and you know it. This is about him, isn't it?" Don't answer. Sip my coffee and look away. "You became exactly like him. The guy you spent months trying to change, you changed yourself instead." "That's not true." "Isn't it? When's the last time you cried? When's the last time you told me something real about your life?" "Can't remember. Literally can't remember the last time I was emotionally honest with anyone." "I have to go," I say, grabbing my purse and leaving her at the coffee shop. She texts me later, "I'm here when you're ready to actually talk." I don't respond. 1 year into the relationship, I meet his family for the first time at Thanksgiving. He's been avoiding this, making excuses for months about why it's not a good time. Finally agrees when his mom calls him directly and guilts him into it. Drive to his parents' house. He's tense the entire way there. "Just so you know, my family is complicated." All families are complicated. Mine especially, just don't ask too many questions. Now I'm curious, but I've learned not to pry. Just nod and say okay. Arrive at a nice suburban house. His mom answers the door with a huge smile. She's warm and welcoming, hugs me like she's known me for years. "So wonderful to finally meet you. He talks about you all the time." Boyfriend looks embarrassed. "Mom, please." His dad is quiet, shakes my hand firmly, but doesn't say much. I see where boyfriend gets it from. There's a tension in the house I can't quite place. Something unspoken hanging in the air. Nobody mentions it, but everyone feels it. Like we're all pretending everything is fine. Dinner conversation is superficial. Weather, sports, safe topics that don't require real engagement. I fit right in now with my newly acquired emotional unavailability. Don't push for anything deeper. His mom asks about my job. I give surface-level answers. His dad asks about my family. I keep it brief and pleasant. We're all performing normalcy and nobody acknowledges it. Notice there's an empty chair at the table. Wonder if someone was supposed to be here. Don't ask because that would violate the unspoken rule of keeping things superficial. After dinner, his mom pulls me aside while boyfriend is helping his dad with something in the garage. Thank you for being patient with him. He's been through a lot. He doesn't let people in easily. Want to ask what she means, but before I can, she continues. His stepbrother. They were close once, things fell apart and it changed him. What happened? She looks sad. Family drama, choices were made, relationships were broken. He'll tell you when he's ready. Before I can ask anything else, boyfriend appears and the conversation ends abruptly. Drive home that night in silence. Tension thick in the car. Want to ask about what his mom said, about the stepbrother I didn't know existed, but I've learned not to pry, learned to accept the walls, so I just let it go. He breaks the silence. Sorry about my family, they're a lot. They were nice. Yeah, they try. That's all we say about it. 2 weeks later, he gets a phone call at 2 a.m. I'm staying over at his place. He answers it groggily, sits up straight immediately. Face goes pale even in the dark. What? When? Okay, I'll call you back. Hangs up, sits on the edge of the bed with his head in his hands. What's wrong? Long silence before he answers, voice shaking slightly. My stepbrother is in the hospital. Stage 4 cancer. They don't think he has much time. I didn't even know he had a stepbrother. 2 years together, and this is the first I'm hearing of this person's existence. Want to ask 1,000 questions, but hold back. Wait for him to volunteer information. He does, surprisingly. Maybe the shock is making him talkative. We were close when we were kids. Our parents married when I was 10. He was my big brother for 5 years. What happened? Family fell apart. Everyone took sides. I chose my mom. He chose his dad. We stopped speaking 8 years ago. Doesn't elaborate, and I don't push, even though I want to know everything. Do you want to visit him? I don't know. It's complicated. We don't talk about it the rest of the night. He can't sleep. I pretend to sleep while he stares at the ceiling. A few days pass. He's distant even by his standards, staring at his phone like it might explode, checking it constantly, jumping every time it buzzes, clearly stressed but not talking about it. Finally, one night he asks me, "Would you go visit him with me? I don't think I can do it alone." Of course I say yes, anything to support him. Hospital is depressing, sterile white walls, an antiseptic smell that makes everything feel like death. We find the room number. He hesitates at the door for a full minute. I squeeze his hand. "We can leave if you want." "No, we're here. Let's just get this over with." Not the most compassionate approach, but I understand he's protecting himself. We go in together. Room is small and cramped with machines everywhere. His stepbrother looks rough, thin and pale, hooked up to various monitors and IVs, but his eyes are alert and he smiles when he sees us. Genuine warmth in his expression. "Didn't think you'd come. Honestly, didn't think you'd even get the message." Boyfriend stands there awkwardly, doesn't know what to say or do. "How are you feeling?" he finally manages. Stepbrother laughs. "Dying, but otherwise fantastic." Dark humor that cuts the tension slightly. Awkward silence fills the room like fog. Nobody knows how to navigate this. I introduce myself, try to ease the tension with small talk. "I'm his girlfriend. Nice to meet you. Sorry it's under these circumstances." Stepbrother is surprisingly chatty with me, ignoring the elephant in the room. Asks about how we met, what I do for work, where I'm from. Normal getting to know you stuff. Boyfriend barely says 5 words the entire 30-minute visit, just stands there looking uncomfortable. Stepbrother seems to understand, doesn't push him to engage. As we're leaving, stepbrother calls out to me specifically. "Hey, thanks for coming. Means more than you know. He won't visit again, but maybe you could? Could use the company. Nurses are nice, but they're paid to be here. You're not." Look at boyfriend. He's already walking toward the exit like the room is on fire. Give stepbrother my number. Tell him I'll visit. Don't really know why I agree. Something about him seems genuine, like he's got nothing to lose by being real. Boyfriend doesn't talk about the visit on the way home. Complete radio silence. I don't bring it up. We've both mastered the art of avoidance now. It's our default setting. A few days later, stepbrother texts me, "Hey, thanks again for visiting. I know that was awkward for everyone." Text back something polite. He responds with small talk. Asks about my day, shares a funny story about a nurse, keeps it light, then asks if I want to visit again. No pressure, but the days are long here and I could use a friendly face. Feel weird about it, like I'm going behind boyfriend's back somehow, but also feel like someone should be there for this guy who's literally dying. Agree to visit the next Tuesday afternoon, my day off work. Show up at the hospital alone this time, feel guilty but push it down. Stepbrother is awake and alert, seems genuinely happy to see me. "You actually came, I thought you might ghost me." I said I would. People say a lot of things, following through is different. We talk for an hour about random things that don't matter. Music we like, movies we've seen, childhood memories that make us laugh. He's funny in a dark humor kind of way, makes jokes about his situation. Dying gives you permission to say whatever you want. Nobody argues with the cancer patient. It's like a superpower. Laugh to spite myself. That's one way to look at it. Only way to look at it, if I don't laugh, I'll cry, and I'm tired of crying. There's a depth to him I didn't expect, an honesty that's refreshing. Visit becomes a weekly thing. Every Tuesday afternoon I show up. Boyfriend never asks where I go on Tuesday afternoons, doesn't seem to notice. I don't tell him, seems easier that way. No conflict to navigate. Stepbrother's health declines over the weeks. It's hard to watch. Some days he's energetic and chatty. We talk for hours about everything. Some days he can barely stay awake. I sit with him in silence and watch TV. Starts telling me about his life during the good days when he has energy. About the family falling apart after his dad married boyfriend's mom. They thought blending families would be easy. It wasn't. About fights and resentments that piled up year after year. About how he became the black sheep, the problem child who caused drama. I wasn't perfect, made mistakes, but so did everyone else. Difference is I got blamed for everything. About how he eventually cut everyone off because it was easier than fighting. Easier to be alone than to be the problem everyone complains about. Sounds familiar, like something I would do now with my emotional walls. Asks me one day why I'm really visiting him. Cuts through the surface level pleasantries. "You don't owe me anything. You don't even know me. Why are you here?" Tell him the truth because lying to a dying man feels wrong. I don't really know. Guess I felt bad that nobody else was visiting. He laughs, sharp and bitter. "Pity visits. Great." Not pity, just, I don't know, felt like the right thing to do. He studies me for a moment. "You're trying to fix things, just like you tried to fix him." The observation hits hard, cuts deeper than expected. "I'm not trying to fix you." "Sure you are. You're trying to fix the family situation by being here. Trying to be the bridge between us, but it's okay. I appreciate it, even if it's pointless." Why is it pointless? Because he's not going to forgive me, and I'm not going to apologize for things that weren't entirely my fault. We're both too stubborn. We sit in silence for a while. I don't know what to say to that. He breaks it with a change of subject. "You know what I really miss? Playing old Sega games." "Like Sonic?" "Yeah, used to play Sonic for hours as a kid. Before everything went to shit, had a Sega Genesis and like 20 games. What happened to it? Sold it when I needed money years ago. Regretted it ever since." Next visit. I bring my laptop with Sega emulators installed, spent hours setting it up. His face lights up like a kid on Christmas morning when I show him. "Are you serious right now?" "Completely serious. Which game do you want to play first?" Spend the afternoon playing Sonic the Hedgehog, taking turns with the keyboard. He's terrible at it. Keeps dying on the same level over and over. We're both laughing, genuine belly laughs that fill the depressing hospital room. He's having the best day he's had in weeks, according to the nurses. One nurse tells me later, "I haven't heard him laugh like that in months, thank you." Becomes our thing. Every visit we play old games together. Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Earthworm Jim, all the classics he remembers. He tells me stories about playing these games with friends before everything went wrong. About sleepovers and competitions in simpler times. Shares more about the family situation each week. Opens up in ways boyfriend never has. Tells me about the huge fight that ended everything. Boyfriend's mom and stepbrother's dad were fighting about money. Stepbrother took his dad's side, said some harsh things to her. Boyfriend witnessed it all, was forced to choose sides at 15 years old. Chose his mom, obviously, stopped speaking to stepbrother entirely. He was my little brother, or I thought he was. Guess blood matters more than I wanted to believe. That betrayal hurt more than anything my dad or his mom did. He was supposed to be on my side. Starting to understand why. Boyfriend has emotional walls built so high. He built them to protect himself from this exact kind of pain. Built them to avoid choosing sides again. To avoid getting hurt by people he loves. Makes sense now why he shut down when I pushed him to be vulnerable. Vulnerability led to pain in his experience. Safer to keep everything surface level. Share some of this in vague terms with boyfriend one night. Test the waters. We're watching TV. I mute it during commercials. Your stepbrother talks about you sometimes. He tenses up immediately, jaw clenches. Don't. Don't what? Don't try to make me feel guilty. I know where this is going. I'm not trying to. He made his choices. I made mine. It's done. He's dying. Maybe you should. I said I don't want to hear it. Drop it now. There's anger in his voice I've never heard before. Real emotion breaking through the walls. He doesn't hate you. I don't care. This conversation is over. Gets up and leaves the room. Hear him go into the bedroom and close the door firmly. We don't speak for the rest of the night. Sleep in separate rooms. Next morning he apologizes for snapping but makes it clear the topic is off limits. I can't talk about him. It's too complicated. Please respect that. I do, because I've learned to respect walls even when I disagree with them. Next visit I tell stepbrother about the conversation and his reaction. He nods like he expected it, no surprise on his face. Told you, he's not ready and might never be. That's okay. How is that okay? You're dying. Death doesn't fix broken relationships. Sometimes things stay broken and that's life. His acceptance is both sad and admirable somehow. Asks me a favor, his voice serious. When I die, and it's coming soon, the doctors were very clear about that. Don't let him blame himself. What do you mean? He's probably carrying guilt he won't admit to anyone. Guilt about choosing sides, about not visiting, about all of it. Tell him I forgave him a long time ago. Tell him he was just a kid caught in an impossible situation. Promise I'll try, though I'm not sure he'll listen to me. Also, I want you to have my old Sega Genesis. It's at a storage unit with some other stuff. Hands me a small key and a piece of paper with an address. Why me? Because you actually showed up, because you played stupid video games with a dying man and made him feel human again. Because you didn't owe me anything but gave me something anyway. That's rare. Crying now, trying to hide it and failing. Don't cry. I've had time to make peace with this. I'm ready. Just glad I got to beat Streets of Rage one last time before I go. Thanks for that. Wipe my tears. You're welcome. Visit him 4 more times over the next 3 weeks. Watch him decline rapidly. Each time he's weaker, sleeping more, lucid less often. Brings his laptop less, just sits with him and holds his hand. Sometimes he talks, shares more memories and stories. Sometimes he sleeps. And I watch hospital TV on mute. On the last visit, he's barely conscious, hooked up to more machines than before. Hold his hand, tell him about my day even though he probably can't hear me. Talk about work, about the weather, about anything to fill the silence. His hand squeezes mine weakly. Response: thanks for being here. You're good people. His voice is barely a whisper. Takes effort to speak. You too. Tell him I love him. Tell him it wasn't his fault. I will. Liar, but I appreciate the sentiment. He smiles weakly, closes his eyes. Those are the last words he says to me. Dies 2 days later. Get the call from the hospital. I'm at work. Have to excuse myself to the bathroom, sit in a stall and cry for 20 minutes. Didn't expect to care this much about someone I knew for such a short time. Didn't expect it to hurt this much, but it does. Have to tell boyfriend. Can't avoid it any longer. Drive to his apartment after work. He can tell something's wrong immediately. What happened? Your stepbrother passed away this morning. He freezes, face goes blank, doesn't react at first. Just stands there processing, then nods slowly. Okay, that's it, just okay. Like I told him it might rain later. Are you all right? I'm fine. That word again, fine. The universal lie we both use now. Want to push him to talk about it, to process this, to feel something. But I've become him. I get it now in a way I didn't before. Some pain is too big to talk about, too complicated to process out loud. Some walls are load-bearing. You can't just tear them down without everything collapsing. Do you want me to stay? No, I need some time alone. Leave him there. Feel helpless but respect his request. Funeral is the following week, small and sad. Just his dad, boyfriend's mom, A few distant relatives who barely knew him. Boyfriend doesn't go, says he can't, won't elaborate. I go alone, feel like someone should be there who actually knew him at the end. Who knew his laugh and his humor and his kindness. His dad thanks me for visiting him. Looks broken and old. He told me about you, said you played video games with him. That meant everything. His mom, boyfriend's stepmom, hugs me tight. Thank you for being there. When we couldn't, we failed him. Don't know what to say to that, just hug her back. Service is short. Pastor didn't know him, so it's all generic platitudes. They lower the casket, people leave quickly like they're escaping. I stay until everyone is gone, stand at the grave alone. I'm sorry they didn't appreciate you more, you deserved better. Feel stupid talking to a grave, but do it anyway. After the service, I go to the storage unit with the key he gave me. Takes me an hour to find it, rows and rows of identical units. Inside is dusty and dark, boxes stacked everywhere. Find the Sega Genesis right where he said it would be, along with games and controllers. Also find photo albums, old journals, personal items nobody wanted. Take the console, and games, leave everything else for his dad to sort through eventually. Set it up in my apartment that night. Takes forever to figure out the old cables. Play Sonic and ugly cry on my couch, alone in the dark. Every level reminds me of him, of his laugh, of his stories. Boyfriend comes over unannounced around midnight, uses his key, sees me on the couch with the Sega setup, recognizes it immediately. That's his? Nod. Can't speak without crying more. He sits down next to me slowly, picks up the second controller without asking. We play in silence for an hour, neither of us speaking. He's crying quietly, tears running down his face, pretending he's not. I'm crying too. We're both a mess, but together in it. Game over screen appears, he finally speaks. I should have visited him. Yeah, simple agreement. No justification needed. I was angry about old stuff, stupid stuff that doesn't matter now. He knew, he understood. Did he hate me? No, he loved you. Talked about you like you were still his little brother. Boyfriend puts his head in his hands, shoulders shaking. Everything he's been holding back for weeks comes out. Tells me about the fights, about being 15 and scared, about choosing his mom because he didn't know what else to do, about the family splitting and everyone expecting him to pick a side, about regretting cutting his stepbrother off but being too stubborn to fix it, about building walls so high he forgot how to let people in. I did the same thing to you, pushed you away when you were trying to get close. I was too pushy. I should have respected your boundaries better. No, you were right to try. I was just too scared to let you in. Put my arm around him, hold him while he cries. He wanted me to tell you something. What? That he forgave you a long time ago. That you were just a kid in an impossible situation. Boyfriend breaks down completely, sobs into my shoulder. All the grief and guilt he's been holding in finally coming out. This is the vulnerability I wanted from him all along. But not like this, never like this. This is too much pain. Hold him until sunrise, talking about everything we should have talked about before. About his stepbrother, about us, about how we both cope with pain by avoiding it, about how that coping mechanism hurts people we love, about how we need to do better, be better. I became just like you, I tell him. What do you mean? Built my own walls, shut everyone out, stopped talking about feelings. I noticed, didn't know how to bring it up without being a hypocrite. We're both disasters. Yeah, but maybe we can be disasters together and figure it out. Maybe. Weeks pass, we're different now, but not fixed. Still have walls, but we're more aware of them now. Still shut down sometimes, but we call each other out gently. You're doing the thing. What thing? The wall thing. Talk to me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we try. Play the Sega together weekly, our weird way of remembering him. Boyfriend sets up a small shelf in his apartment for it. Puts a photo of him and his stepbrother as kids next to it. They're smiling, arms around each other, before everything went wrong. Visit stepbrother's grave every month. Bring flowers. Boyfriend comes with me sometimes. Other times I go alone. When I go alone, I tell the grave about our progress. We're trying to be better. It's hard, but we're trying. Hope you're proud. When boyfriend comes with me, he's usually quiet. Stands there awkwardly, not knowing what to do or say. One visit, he finally speaks to the grave directly. I'm sorry I wasn't there. Sorry for all of it. Thank you for teaching her patience because she needed it to deal with me. I miss you. Wish I had said that before you died. We leave hand in hand, both crying but okay with it. My best friend notices the change in me after a few months. We meet for coffee again. She's cautious after our last interaction. You seem different. How so? More like yourself, like the old you before you went all robot mode. Tell her everything. About the stepbrother, the visits, the games, the death. About how it changed both of us, broke down some walls. She listens without interrupting. Something she learned from therapy, apparently. I'm sorry you went through that, but I'm glad you're back. I'm not all the way back yet, still working on it. That's okay. Progress isn't linear, or whatever therapists say. We hug it out. Feels good to have my friend back. My roommate notices too, comments on it one night. You've been more present lately, actually listening when I talk. Sorry I was such a shitty friend before. You weren't shitty, just checked out, but you're here now, so that's what matters. My mom calls and I actually answer, talk for an hour about life. There's my girl. I missed hearing about your actual feelings. I missed sharing them. Relationship isn't perfect. Still struggle with communication daily, but we're trying. Actually trying now instead of avoiding. Boyfriend suggests couples therapy himself, shocks me completely. I think we need help learning how to do this right. Do what right? All of it. Talking, listening, being vulnerable without walls. Start going weekly, it's awkward at first. Therapist is kind, doesn't judge, asks good questions. Makes us do exercises about communication and boundaries. What do you need when you're upset? Boyfriend says space first, then conversation later. I say immediate discussion, but learning to give him space. Therapist helps us find middle ground, compromise. Give him 30 minutes alone, then talk, both needs get met. Sounds simple, but it's revolutionary for us. Months pass, we get better at navigating conflict. Still mess up sometimes, old habits die hard, but we catch ourselves faster now, course correct. I'm shutting down, give me 20 minutes. Okay, I'll be here when you're ready. Visit the grave together more often now, it becomes. Ritual. Bring flowers, clean the headstone, sit on the grass. Boyfriend talks to him more each visit, like he's making up for lost time. Tells him about work, about us, about life. We're doing better, took your death to wake us up, wish it didn't. I add my own updates. Played Earthworm Jim last night, still a weird game, you had questionable taste. We laugh, then cry, then laugh again. Grief is weird like that. Non-linear and unpredictable. One visit we meet his dad there. Coincidence timing. He's placing flowers, looks surprised to see us. You visit him? Boyfriend nods. Every month. His dad's eyes water. That means a lot, more than you know. They hug. First time in years, according to boyfriend later. I'm sorry about everything. About the fights, about choosing sides. His dad shakes his head. We all made mistakes. All of us. You were just a kid. They talk for an hour at the grave, working through old pain. I give them space, sit in the car and scroll my phone. Boyfriend comes back looking lighter somehow, less burdened. How do you feel? Like I can breathe better, didn't know I needed that. Relationship with his dad improves after that. They get coffee monthly. Talks about his stepbrother with his dad, shares memories, learns things he didn't know, good things, funny stories. He used to sneak me candy when I was grounded, total enabler, but I loved him for it. His dad laughs. He was a good big brother. He really loved you. Boyfriend processes years of guilt through these conversations. Realizes the family situation was complicated, not black and white. Realizes he was a kid who didn't understand adult problems. Realizes forgiveness is possible, even after someone's gone. Starts being more open with me too. The walls keep coming down slowly. Tells me about his childhood, his fears, his dreams. Actually answers when I ask how he's feeling. Real answers. I'm sad today, missing him. I'm anxious about work stuff. I'm happy right now, happy with us. Small victories that feel massive after years of fine. I work on my own walls too, letting people back in gradually. Call my friends more, actually engage in conversations. Tell my mom when I'm struggling instead of pretending everything's perfect. Journal again. Process my emotions on paper. Cry during sad movies, feel feelings fully instead of numbing out. My coworker notices, you seem more you lately. I am more me, lost myself for a while there. Well, welcome back. Year later, boyfriend proposes, not grand or public. We're playing Sonic on the Sega, he pauses the game. I want to marry you. Not a question, just a statement of fact. Is this a proposal? He pulls out a ring, simple and beautiful. Yeah, will you marry me? Yes, obviously yes. We kiss, the game continues playing in the background. Sonic dying because we're not paying attention. Call his dad first with the news, he's thrilled. He would be so happy for you both, he really would be. Visit the grave to tell. Grave to him feels important. Boyfriend kneels at the headstone, shows him the ring like he can see it. We're getting married. Wish you could be there. Wish things were different. Thank you for bringing her into my life, even if it was indirectly. Thank you, I add. Thank you for teaching me patience, for the Sega games, for everything. We'll name our first kid after you if we have one. Boyfriend looks at me surprised. Really? Yeah, seems right. We sit there for an hour just talking to the grave. About wedding plans, about the future, about how life is weird and painful and beautiful. About how death teaches you what matters. About how we almost lost each other because of walls and avoidance. About how grateful we are for second chances. Planning the wedding is interesting. Emotional minefield. His mom and his stepdad are both invited, sitting on opposite sides probably. Drama is inevitable, but we're ready for it. Therapist helps us set boundaries with family, protect our day. This is your wedding. You get to decide what happens. We decide on a small ceremony, close friends and family only. No drama, no taking sides, just love and support. Include a memorial table with his stepbrother's photo. Some family members complain, why are we honoring him? Boyfriend shuts it down immediately. Because he mattered to me. End of discussion. Proud of him for standing firm, for not avoiding conflict. Wedding day is beautiful, emotional, everything we wanted. His dad gives a speech, talks about family and forgiveness. Life is too short for grudges. I learned that the hard way. Love each other while you can. Everyone cries, including us, including his mom who's sitting next to his stepdad somehow. Maybe grief brings people together eventually. Reception is fun. We set up the Sega in the corner. Guests take turns playing, laughing at the old graphics. Boyfriend's cousins who played these games as kids get super competitive. Streets of Rage tournament, winner gets bragging rights. Everyone's having fun, remembering simpler times. His dad comes over. He would have loved this. I know, that's why we did it. End of the night, we're exhausted, happy, married. Drive to our hotel, he's quiet in the car. What are you thinking about? How different things could have been if I had just visited him, if I had swallowed my pride. You can't change the past. I know, but I can learn from it. We both can. What did you learn? That walls keep people out, but they also keep you trapped. That vulnerability is scary, but worth it. That time is limited and grudges are worthless. Good lessons. Expensive lessons cost me a brother. But you're different now. Better. He'd be proud. Hope so. Honeymoon is simple. Cabin in the mountains for a week. No phones, no internet. Just us and nature. We talk more in that week than we did the entire first year together. About everything, about nothing. No topics off limits. Play card games, cook together, watch stars at night. He opens up about his biggest fear, losing you like I lost him. You won't. We're in this together. We talk now, we don't run. Promise? Promise. Come back from honeymoon feeling solid, stable, connected. Life isn't perfect, but it's ours and we're handling it together. Still visit the grave monthly, bring his dad sometimes. Sometimes boyfriend's mom comes too. She's working on forgiveness. I wish I had handled things differently. I pushed him away. We all did. All we can do is be better now. She places flowers next to ours. I'm sorry I failed you. Healing is messy and slow, but it's happening. A few years later, we have a son, healthy and perfect. Name him after the stepbrother. Honor the promise we made. Take him to the grave when he's a few months old. Meet your nephew. He's named after you. Hope that's okay. Feels right, like closing a circle somehow. Raising a kid changes everything. We're more intentional. About communication, about showing emotion, about being present. Don't want him to grow up building walls like we did. Teach him it's okay to cry, okay to feel, okay to talk about hard things. He's only 3, but he's already more emotionally intelligent than we were at 20. Daddy sad? Yeah, buddy. Daddy's sad today. Yet okay, I give hug. Boyfriend cries, hugs him tight. Thank you, buddy. Moments like this remind us why we worked so hard to change. Breaking generational patterns of emotional unavailability. Giving our son what we didn't have. Permission to feel everything. Still play the Sega sometimes. Less often now with a toddler. But when we do, it's special, nostalgic, meaningful. Our son watches, fascinated by the old graphics. What, Dad? It's Sonic. Uncle used to play this. Uncle? Yeah, Uncle who's in heaven. He was very cool. I meet him? No, buddy, but he would have loved you. teaching our son about his uncle through stories, about his humor, his kindness, his love for video games, about how he made mistakes but was a good person, about how family is complicated but love is simple. My friends comment on how much I've changed over the years. You're so much more balanced now, calm, but still you. Took a lot of work to get here. It shows. You and him are good together. We are, finally. Took us long enough to figure it out. My mom visits, plays with her grandson, pulls me aside. I'm proud of you, of how you've grown. Thanks, Mom. It wasn't easy. Growth never is, but you did it anyway. That's what matters. She's right. Growth is uncomfortable and painful. But staying the same, staying walled off, that's worse. That's how you lose people, lose yourself. Boyfriend gets promoted at work, celebration dinner with family. His dad is there, his mom, various relatives. 10 years ago, they couldn't be in the same room. Now they're laughing together, passing bread, being family. Grief changed them too, softened old resentments, made them realize what matters, who matters. His dad raises a glass. To absent family and to new beginnings. Everyone drinks. Moment of silence for the stepbrother. Our son asks why everyone is quiet. We're thinking about Uncle, remembering him. Oh, I think about him too. He sounds fun. Boyfriend smiles, tears in his eyes. He was Buddy, he really was. That night after everyone leaves, we sit on the couch. Our son is asleep, house is quiet, moment of peace. Do you ever wonder what he'd think of our life now? All the time, I think he'd be happy for us. Proud, maybe. I wish he could see it, see our son, see us figured out. Maybe he does. Maybe he knows somehow. That's a nice thought. It is. We sit in comfortable silence, the kind we couldn't manage years ago. Silence isn't avoidance anymore, it's just peace. Understanding that not everything needs words. Sometimes presence is enough, sometimes quiet is good. 10 years since his death feels like forever and yesterday. We've lived entire lives in that decade. Got married, had a kid, built careers, worked through trauma, became people we didn't know we could be. Visit his grave on the anniversary, bring our son. He's old enough now to understand a little. Uncle is here. His body is here, but his spirit is in heaven. What spirit? The part of him that loved and laughed, that's always with us. Our son places flowers carefully. Hi, Uncle, I'm your nephew. Boyfriend loses it, crying openly, no shame about it now. I hold his hand, let him cry. Our son hugs his leg. Why Daddy crying? Because he misses Uncle very much. Is it okay to miss people? Yes, buddy, it's very okay. It means you love them. I love Uncle too, even though I never met him. He would love you so much. We stay at the grave for an hour, talking and remembering. Our son runs around looking at other headstones, curious about everything. Boyfriend talks to the grave like always, updates on life. Our son is smart, funny, kind. You'd get a kick out of him. We're doing good, really good. Took us a while, but we got there. Thank you for everything. Even though you probably didn't mean to teach us anything. You changed our lives by dying. Wish it didn't happen that way. I add my own thoughts. Still play Sonic sometimes, still terrible at it, still miss you. Thank you for being honest with me when I needed it, for showing me what matters. Hope you're at peace wherever you are. Driving home, our son asks questions about death. Where is heaven? Nobody knows for sure, but we believe it's somewhere good. Can we visit? Not until we die too, but that won't be for a very long time. Good, I don't want to die. You don't have to worry about that, buddy. Teaching him about mortality in age-appropriate ways. Teaching him that death is natural, sad but part of life. Teaching him to appreciate people while they're here. Lessons we learned too late, but he's learning early. That night after our son goes to bed, we set up the Sega. Haven't played in months. Dust on the console. Turns on perfectly. That old startup music hits different. We play Sonic, passing the controller back and forth. Remember when we first played this together after he died? Yeah, we were both crying. Couldn't see the screen. We've come a long way. We still have rough days, but mostly good ones. Think we'll ever stop missing him? No, but the missing hurts less now. More bittersweet than painful. Good word for it, bittersweet. Finish the level, save the game, turn it off. Should we keep this forever? Absolutely. Pass it down to our son eventually. Tell him the story? All of it. The good and the bad and the complicated. He'll understand when he's older. Hope so. Years continue passing. Life keeps happening. Our son grows up knowing his uncle's story, asks questions. Why didn't you visit him before he died? Honest answer. Because I was angry and proud and stupid. Did you love him? So much, I just didn't know how to show it. That's sad. It is. That's why I make sure to show you I love you every day. Lessons passed down through generations. Our son grows up emotionally intelligent, open, vulnerable. Doesn't have the walls we had, doesn't need them. We gave him what we didn't get. Safety to feel everything. He's a better person than we were at his age. That's the point of growth. Breaking cycles. Making sure the next generation doesn't repeat your mistakes. Our relationship is strong now, solid foundation. Still have arguments, still disagree, but we handle it better. No more shutting down, no more silent treatments. I'm upset about this. Okay, let's talk about it. Simple as that, took us years to get here. My friends comment we're relationship goals now. Laugh because they don't know the whole story, don't know we almost fell apart completely, don't know a dying man saved our relationship, don't know we had to become each other to understand each other. We're not goals, we just worked really hard. That's what makes you goals, you didn't give up. Maybe she's right. Maybe perseverance is the goal. Not perfection, not ease, just commitment to keep trying. Realized something sitting on the couch one random Tuesday. I tried to fix his toxic traits and ended up copying them. But copying them helped me understand them, empathize with them, helped me see his perspective, why he built walls. Couldn't have learned that any other way. Sometimes you have to become someone to truly understand them. Sometimes the worst thing that happens is exactly what you needed. His stepbrother dying was the worst thing and the best thing. Worst because we lost someone valuable, someone worthy of love. Best because it forced us to confront our avoidance, our walls, our fear. We became better people through tragedy. Hate that it's true. Wish we could have learned without the death, but we didn't. We needed the wake-up call, needed the shock to our systems, needed to see what happens when you wait too long to reconcile. His stepbrother's legacy is our growth, weird but meaningful. He didn't know he was teaching us, didn't intend to, but his life and death taught us everything we needed to know. About vulnerability, about showing up, about letting people in, about how time is limited and words matter and presence matters more. Carry those lessons every day, in every interaction. With each other, with our son, with family and friends. Live intentionally because of him, because we learned the cost of not doing so. 20 years later, our son has grown with kids of his own, brings them to the grave, tells them about their great uncle. He died before I was born, but he changed our family. His kids ask how someone they never met changed things. Our son explains, he taught my parents how to love better by dying, and they taught me, and now I'm teaching you. Generational impact from one man who died too young. His death mattered, his life mattered, his story matters. We make sure of that by remembering, by telling the truth. No sanitized version, the real story with all its mess. About family fighting, about choosing sides, about regret, about walls and avoidance and missed chances, but also about redemption, about growth, about second chances, about how it's never too late to change unless you're dead. And even then, your death can change people if they let it. We let it. We let his death crack us open. Let it break down our walls. Let it teach us. Painful process, but worth it. So incredibly worth it. Sitting on the porch at 70, boyfriend now husband of decades. Our son visits with grandkids. They're playing inside. Remember when we were disasters? We were spectacular disasters, worst communicators ever. And now look at us, old and wise and emotionally available. Who would have thought? Not me, I thought we were doomed, honestly. Me too. But we did it. We figured it out. Because of him. Yeah, moment of silence for a man who's been dead longer than we knew him. But who changed everything? Who's still changing things? His great-great-nieces and nephews playing inside will never meet him. But they'll know his story. They'll know his impact. They'll grow up emotionally intelligent because we broke the cycle. Because he died and we learned and we taught and we passed it down. That's legacy, that's what matters. Not how long you live, but what you leave behind. He left behind two broken people who learned to be whole, who learned to love better, communicate better, be better, who passed those lessons down through generations. Ripple effect from one death, one man, one story. My face when I tried to fix my boyfriend's toxic traits and ended up copying them, becoming exactly what I hated, learning through transformation. That feel when a dying stranger taught me more about love and life and relationships than anyone else ever did or will.